Good day, good day, good day. I want to still boost your understanding on the diagrams, how we can apply the Circle Theorem, and then the inverse to solve diagrams. Yes, because it comes in the West Africa examination a lot. It comes in the WASI a lot. Yes, it comes in the WASI a lot. Now, so I'm coming to solve more questions on it. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, like the video, and then share. Help a brother. Let's spread Apostle 1 tutorials. Yes. Now let's consider this question. I'm going to consider this question. Question 1. I have a diagram like this one. I'm not going to write plenty. A diagram like this one. Now we have here, this side is 30. Here is also 30. 30. You let me draw it big. Now this is our diagram. Here is 30. Here is also 30 degrees. Now this side is C. Here is A, B, and then this side is D. We have the AB from here to here to be 20 centimeters. Here to be 20 centimeters. Oh, yes. And then let's find, we are supposed to find the length of BD and CD. Now you're going to find the BD. BD is from here to here. And CD is from here to here. Sometimes they will ask you to find BC. It means you have to look for BD, then you add it to DC, then you get our BD. But it depends on how the diagram will be. We are supposed to get our rectangle triangle, then out of the rectangle triangle, we can solve the rest. You can understand? Yes. Now let's look at the diagram very well. Here is 20. Solution. Here is 20. Now, we have 90 degrees here. When I consider this particular rectangle triangle, when I consider triangle ABD, ABD is a rectangle triangle. This one, this small one. It's a rectangle triangle. Now, where here is A, here is B, and this side is 20 centimeters. The angle here is 30. Now, this one will help us to be able to get our BD. This one will help us to be able to solve our BD. Now, what triangle are we supposed to use? Now, here is the angle, here will be opposite. Here is a hypotenuse, here will be adjacent. So, opposite and then here is adjacent. So, I need what? O and then A, which is TOA, tan. So, I have to continue. Tan of the angle 30 is equal to opposite. Opposite is BD. This is the opposite BD. By this time, when I talk about this one, you have to be able to catch it because I've been explaining rectangle triangle throughout. Now, divided by what? The adjacent, which is AB. Now, so we have tan 30 is equal to BD. BD is what we are looking for. AB is 20, so let me write a 20 here. You multiply 2 by 20, you're going to get 20 tan 30, which will give us BD. Then you punch 20 tan 30 on the calculator directly. So 20 tan 30. So we have 20 tan 30 to be 11.5 11.47 centimeters. I want to leave it to 3 decimal places. Now the second one is solve for CD. Now how are we going to solve for CD? Solving for CD will be a difficult task because CD doesn't form a rectangle triangle, so we have to consider a bigger triangle. Yes, the bigger triangle is ABC. We have to consider the bigger one. So I'm going to consider triangle ABC. That is the bigger one, the bigger one. Let me draw it here. So triangle ABC. I'm going to consider triangle ABC. Now with triangle ABC, this is the triangle ABC. Here is A, this side is B, this side is C. That's the bigger one. Here is 90 degrees. Now what will be the angle here? ABC. The angle here will be 30 plus 30, which is 60. Because we have, excuse me, I'm considering the bigger one. Now here is 20. Now I can solve for BC. And then you know that we are looking for CD, that is here. But the BC is the addition of what? C, B, D, and then BD. When we add here and here, that is when we get from here up to here. That is BC. So if we are able to solve for the BC, and then we know BD already, we can subtract the BD from the bigger one. Then we get the small length BC, CD. So we are looking for the longer one. We know this one, we are supposed to solve for this. So we will subtract this one from the longer one to get here, because here plus here will give us this one. You can create a linear equation and solve. Now, so let's solve for BC. BC is the opposite. Opposite here is adjacent, so I have to use tan. So we have tan of the angle 60. Tan 60 is equals to opposite BC divided by adjacent, which is AB. So we have tan 60 is equal to BC divided by AB. AB is 20. So I have to multiply this one by this. So 20 times 60 will give me what? BC. So therefore, what will be my BC? BC will give you 20 times 60. BC will give you 20 times 60. 20 times 60 is 20 root 3. To decimal, it is 34.641 centimeters. 34.641 centimeters. Yes. And then we are supposed to solve for what? CB. We are solving CD, so we are just going to subtract the BD from there. See, don't forget that we said this is the longer one. It is the BC, that's the longer one. And before we can get a longer one, it is the BD, that is BD, plus what? Here and here, CD. So if you want to solve for CD, you group like terms. Yes, we are looking for CD, you group like terms. So this one will go then to become the case. So we're going to get CD is equal to BC minus what? BD. Yeah, so we subtract the BD from the BC, the longer one, then we get our, yes. So let's substitute. So our CD will be equal to BC. BC is 34.641. This is our BC, 34.641. And then our BD is minus 11.547. 11.547. So our CD will be equal to, then we subtract 34.641 minus 11,547. 23.094 centimeters. That is our CD. It is as simple as ABC. Very simple, but you have to relax and then solve. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you. It is very simple. Yes. Now let's look at the second question. Now, second question, I have something like this. Find PS. We are supposed to find the length of PS, so we have a diagram like this. Where here is P, this is our X. Here is 4 centimeters. Here is 16 centimeters. Here is 40 degrees. Now we are supposed to find PS. PS is from here to here. But I think it's simple to find PS. Because if here is 90, it means this side is also 90. And then this one is a rectangle triangle. This one is a rectangle. So here is 4. Here is also 4. So it means this side is also 4. The ST is 4. We are looking for PS. PS is PT plus what? TX or XT. So we have to add this one to this one before we can get our PS. And then we know the ST to be 4. So it is simple. We just have to look for this one, then we are done. But here is 16, it means this side is also 16 because here is 16, it means here is also what? 16. So it means you have to find this side, that is what, then we are done. How are you going to find this side? Here is opposite. Here is what? They are adjacent. So I have to use tan. So solution, the angle is 40. So tan 40 is equal to opposite, that is PT, opposite PT divided by adjacent QT. So we have tan 40 is equals to the PT divided by QT. QT is 16. So which we're going to get 16 tan 40, which will give us the PT. So you punch 16 tan 40, 16 tan 40, which will give us 13. So our PT is equal to 13.425426. So how are you going to get our PS? PS is ST plus PT. So our ST is 4 and our PT is 13.426. They are all in centimeters. So this one will give us what? So therefore our px will be equal to this one plus this one, give us 17.426 centimeters. And that is the answer. Very simple as that. Very simple as that. Very, very simple. It is very, very simple. Now let's look at this last question, and then let's look at this last question. Then I'll give you some questions to go and solve. Yes. Let's look at this last question. Watch it over and over. Make sure don't download. Watch it. Yes. Over and over. We are still applying our SOH. We are applying our SOH. Now let's look at this particular question. Then after, I'll give you some assignment for you to go and solve. Now, question 3. It says that given AD equals 170, the AD is equals to 170 centimeters. We have CD to be 50 centimeters. And we have sine x. Sine x is 8 out of 17. And the question here, we should find A. We have to find the length of AB. B. We have to find the length of BC. And then C. We have to find the angle Y degrees. We have to find Y degrees. Y degrees. So this is the diagram. We have the diagram like this. We have A, B, C, and then D. Here is X degrees. Here is Y degrees. And then AD is 170 degrees, 170 centimeters. And then CB, where is CD? From C to D, here is 15 centimeters. So this one has been given to you. CD is 50 centimeters. And we are supposed to solve for AB. Now we are supposed to solve for this one, AB. And aside that, we have to solve for BC. Then we solve for BC too. Now if you are able to get this one, and you're able to get the angle, we can easily solve for the BC or something like that. Or we can solve for this one. Then we solve for the angle Y degree. So that is what we are coming to solve now. But don't forget that we have sine x is equal to 8 out of 17. So the question, if the question demanded for the angle S, you can just find sine inverse and we are done. Yes. When you find sine inverse and we are done. Yes. Now solution. Solution. So how are you going to start? Let me start with sine x. Sine x. Okay, let me solve for AB first. But before that, let me solve for the angle x. I can solve for the angle s, and I'll use the angle s to solve for the AB. Okay, let's solve for AB. You know that sine x is equal to 8 out of 17 from the question. Now at the same time, we can find sine x from the diagram. Sine is opposite over what? Hypotenuse. So when I consider the sine like this, the opposite will be AB. The opposite will be AB over the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is what? AD. Opposite hypotenuse is AD. Now what is sine S? Sine S is 8 out of 17. So this one is 8 out of 17 is equal to AD, AB divided by AD. AD is 170. So I can just multiply through by 170. So I'm going to have 170 times 8 over 17, which will give us AB. That is when you multiply through by 170. You multiply here by 170. You multiply here by 170. 170 will cancel 170. Here 170 will cancel 170. Yes. Now this one I'm going to this one 10. 10 times this one give us 80. So AB is equal to 80 centimeters. We are done with AB. It's equal to 80 centimeters. Now, let's solve for BC. Let's solve for BC. Let's solve for BC. Now, before we can solve for BC, I want to solve for the angle X. I want to solve for the angle S, then I'll use SOH to solve for the BC. Now, we have sine X. Let's solve for the angle S. So S will be equal to what? Sine inverse of 8 over 17. Sine inverse of 8 over 17 will give us what? So we have sine inverse of 8 over 17 will give us 28.07. I want to round it to the nearest whole number, 28. So it means here is 28 degrees. Now B, I want to solve for BC. I want to solve for BC. Now we know this angle to be 28. We know it here to be hypotenuse. We know down here. I'm talking about the bigger triangle, ABD. So this BD, the BD represents the adjacent. Here is the opposite, here is the hypotenuse, the BD is the adjacent. Yes. So if I use any of the true ratio, I'll be able to catch up. Yes, if I use any of the true ratio, I can catch up. So let me use tan. Tan is opposite over adjacent, or cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So I can use tan, I can use cos. Let me use cos. Cos of the angle X. So I'm considering this angle S is equal to what? Cos is adjacent. Adjacent is what? Adjacent is DB or BD. So the BD is from here to here, that's the adjacent. Hypotenuse is what? AD. So we have cos, the angle is 28. We have BD, AD is 170. So which means I have to multiply through by 70. So my BD will now be 170 cos 28. So 170 cos 28. 170 cos 28. It will give me 150. That is to the nearest whole number. Now, I know BD to be 150 and the DC to be 50. I'm looking for BC, so I can just subtract this one. I can just subtract 50 from 150 to get our BC. So which means my BC will give me 150 minus what? 50. So BC is equal to 100 centimeters. 100 centimeters. We have to know that I have run all of them to the nearest whole numbers. Yes. All of them to the nearest whole numbers. Now the last one is to solve for the angle Y. Now this angle Y is also 90 degrees. Here is the opposite, here is the adjacent. So I can use here as the opposite, here is the adjacent. O and H, we can use tan. We can use tan to solve for the angle. Because we know AB already. We know AB to be 80, we know BC to be 100. So I'm going to use tan. So tan of the angle Y, tan of the angle Y, we have opposite, that is the AB divided by adjacent, that is BC. Okay, so I can clean this one, then we'll move on. I can clean this one. Now, so we have tan Y is equal to AB. AB is 80 degrees. And then BC is 100. So our tan Y will be equal to what? 4 out of 5. 0 can 0, 2 going to 5, 2 going to 4. So Y will be equal to tan inverse of 4 out of 5. So you point tan inverse of 4 out of 5 is greater. So tan inverse of 4 divided by 5. And we are getting 38.67. 38.67. To the nearest whole number, 39 degrees. So we have Y is equal to 39 degrees. That is when I want to convert it to the nearest whole number. Yes. To the nearest whole number. To the nearest whole number. Yes. Now take this one and then go and solve. I'm going to give you this question for you to go and solve. Yes. This one just to broaden your understanding. Yes. Now go and solve this one. Try work. We are done. Try work. Now try work. I'm giving you question 1. Take this diagram. Now this side is 45 degrees. 45 degrees. Here is 5 centimeters. Here is 15 centimeters. Here is A, B, C, D, and then E. Now you are to find, this one is similar to what I solved. You are to find CE. So find CE fast and let's go. Find CE fast and let's go. You have to find CE. Now question 2. Question 2. I'm going to give you this one. We have KO. Here is 40 degrees. Here is 35 degrees. There's a straight line here, 90 degrees. Here is Q. Here is R. And this side is X. Now from here to here, that is from Q to R is 50 centimeters. 50 centimeters. Now here is P. You are going to find PS, and then QX. You will find PS and then QS. Yes, PS and QS. Now I'm giving you last question. So let me clean this one and then draw the last question. This one is 15 centimeters. This one is 5 centimeters. This one is 45 degrees. D. Now then question 3. Question 3. Given that we have BD is equal to 80 meters. CD is equal to 30 meters. And tan X is equal to 3 out of 4. Tan S is equal to 3 out of 4. Tan S is equal to 3 out of 4. We have to find AB. You are looking for AB, B, AC, and then C, you are looking for angle Y. You see, all these 3 questions is similar to the one that I just solved. Yes. So just to boost your understanding. Now, so there's the diagram. We have the diagram here. Here is Y degree. Here is B. Here is A. So we have solved for AB. Here is X degree. Here is D. Yes. You know that BD was given to be 80. BD was given to be 80. So BD from here to here. In the question, BD was given to be 80. And then DC was also given 30. Even if we don't write this one, everything is here. You're supposed to be able to continue. Yes. So this is the question you're supposed to go and solve. Make sure you like the video, then you share. Share to as many as friends. Share to all your friends in your school. Share to your friend in your school. Tell your friend to also share to his friends or her friends in another school. And tell your friends in another school to also share. Let everybody be sharing. Share. Then our plus 1 will spread all over. Me. No. See you again in our next video. In our next video, I will talk about the application of trigonometry ratio. I want to finish the core math aspect, then we tackle the relative aspect. See you in the next video. Bye.